Why was child evacuation during WWII so challenging? Imagine being a child told to leave your home and family behind, not knowing when or if you'll see them again. That was the reality for millions during World War II. The scale of evacuation was huge, with over 1.5 million people moved on the very first day. Nearly 800,000 of these were children sent from cities to safer rural areas. Organizing such a massive movement was a huge task. It involved coordinating trains, buses, and ships to transport children safely. Thousands of volunteers helped with this, including teachers, railway workers, and members of the Women's Voluntary Service. They had to find places for children to stay, often in farms or small towns, which was not easy. Sending children away was voluntary but driven by fear of German bombing raids. Parents faced tough choices, worried about their children's safety but also about the emotional pain of separation. Many children felt homesick, confused, and scared because they were taken from everything familiar. They had to adapt to new environments like farms, where they might see animals and learn new ways of living. Sometimes, rural families were surprised by the hygiene and habits of the evacuated children, which caused misunderstandings. The disruption to schools was another challenge. Many school buildings were damaged or used for war efforts, so children had to switch to new schools or learn in unfamiliar places. This made learning harder and added to their stress. Safety in rural areas was not always guaranteed either. Children faced dangers from unexploded bombs, military vehicles, and sometimes had to move again if their new area became unsafe. As the war went on, towns were bombed more often, which meant children could be evacuated multiple times, making their lives even more unstable. The emotional toll was significant. Being away from family for a long time created feelings of fear and loneliness. Some children barely remembered their homes or families after the war ended. Returning home was often difficult because they had changed or forgotten parts of their past. All these challenges show how complex and stressful child evacuation was during the war. It was not just about moving people from one place to another but also about managing their safety, emotions, and well-being in a time of chaos. This effort was part of the larger Homefront mobilization and civil defense measures aimed at protecting civilians from air raids and bombings.